This is Pet Life Radio. Let's talk pets.
The views expressed by guests on this program do not necessarily represent the views of the host or owners of the Doggy Diva show and do not necessarily constitute endorsement of products. Medical information discussed by guests on this program are those of the guests and is only for informational purposes and should not replace medical advice by your local veterinarian professional.
Hi, this is Susan Marie from the Doggy Diva Show. This week, the benefits of laser therapy for your pets and becoming a part of the pet service industry. That's what's on our show this week. Let's get started.
Hey, did you hear that? What is that? It's the bark heard round the world. The Doggy Diva Show. Here's national award-winning author and animal advocate, Susan Marie.
Hi, welcome to the Doggy Diva Show, the show for animal lovers. I'm your host, Susan Marie, and as always, I'm joined by my canine co-hosts, the Doggy Divas themselves, Francesca, Coco, and our newest little diva, Miss Olive. Miss Olive is the cute little Italian Greyhound rescue in the picture with the microphone. Thank you for joining us today as we bring the experts in the pet and animal world right to you. Email us at doggydivashow@aol.com. That's DOGGYDIVA show@aol.com. We love hearing from you. So go grab a cup of coffee and your pet's favorite treat, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Hey everyone, Michelle Fern here. I have the perfect gift for Mother's Day. You know, I can't visit my mother-in-law as much as I'd like to, and that's why I love the Skylight Frame. It's a touchscreen photo frame that you can email photos to, and they appear in seconds, so my mother-in-law can see the pictures right away. And I have a great savings for you. Just go to skylightframe.com/pet and you'll save $10. That's right, skylightframe.com/pet, P-E-T, and you'll save $10. And get ready to receive sheer happiness thank yous from your recipient, because they will love this.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. I'm with Monica Leighton, president of Professional Pet Sitting. And Monica, my kids, especially the one that's sitting with me right now, Miss Olive, she has benefited from laser therapy, and it is something that I firmly believe in, but I believe our listeners may want to know more about. Can you share it with them?
So we have been using laser therapy for, oh my goodness, at least 8-9 years in our office, and I've seen the benefits of it firsthand. It is an amazing tool to use. So in sharing a little bit about how the laser works, lasers can be used for arthritic conditions, joint issues, wounds, ear infections. The list is plenty as to the number of ailments in our pets that you can get successfully using a laser on. How the laser works is the laser is applied over the skin with a wand. There's no sedation, nothing. The pet really doesn't feel anything besides a little bit of warmth, depending on the exact setting. But what it does is, when your blood cells are circulating through that area, when the laser comes in contact with them, it dumps all of the nasty, yucky particles from your blood cells, and it supports oxygenation. So the blood cells are then going to become oxygenated, and what happens to them is they work more effectively. So as they dump the particles out and they become oxygenated, like places of swelling, places of inflammation, that goes down. So, for example, when you have an ear infection that's red and sensitive to the touch, it's hard to medicate. It's hard for medications to get deep down into that ear to clear it up. But when you laser that once or twice as you're starting your treatment, you bring that inflammation down. The pain is less for the pet. That way, being able to actually put something in the ears is less painful. It's, far more comfortable for the pet, and it's also beneficial to the healing. It speeds the healing process. Same thing regards to hot spots and wounds of any kind. Same thing. It brings down that redness. It brings down that inflammation, and it speeds the healing process. We had across the street from our office is a surveying company. It used to be there. And the owner of the surveying company was a client at their office, and they have this wonderful golden retriever. Dog went to work with them every day. One of our favorite clients. They walked in the door, and it was the cutest dog, sweetest man, and just a great dog. And everybody in the company knew the dog. The dog was always on the job sites. Well, unbeknownst to the owner, some of the chemicals that they were using on the site had become dumped in the back of the pickup truck. And the dog was on the site and jumped in the back of the truck and laid down and started whimpering and whining, and he rushed him right in. And the dog had chemical burns all across the side of the body. And you're looking at skin grafts, things of that nature when it becomes that severe. All the hair was gone. The majority of the skin was gone. And with such a large portion of the body being affected, skin grafting is extremely difficult. And we treated the dog with aloe patches, things of that nature, and laser. And the rapid regrowth of the skin cells from the laser, it kept the dog in a comfortable state. It took the pain and inflammation away, and the regrowth was so faster. I mean, Dr. Reinhardt was just sold on the laser when he, had that case, and we took pictures, with the development, and it was just amazing how quickly the regrowth happened of the skin because of the laser. We've also had great success with orthopedic issues, slipping discs in the neck, hip dysplasias, things of that nature that causes a lot of pain and inflammation. Some of these older dogs that, are at risk of kidney disease, liver disease, to where some of the NSAID pain medications are an issue and a safety concern with taking, we'll supplement with a lot of laser therapy, and it has been phenomenal. We do laser therapy post-surgery, which is fabulous. So pets come in for their dental scalings and they go home and the client's they're eating normally. They can have teeth pulled and they're going home and not seeing any issues, because any kind of pain and inflammation after the dental is done, they're lasering the mouth real quick and the dog goes home feeling nothing. Same thing with our spays and neuters. We always laser the incision line because that way it's not itchy, it's not inflamed. It just speeds that healing process, but it makes the pet so much more comfortable. So definitely talk to your veterinarian if they offer laser. I would definitely take advantage of it. It's not a huge expenditure. It's very cost effective, and it really, really helps make a pet more comfortable in so many different situations.
Monica, thanks. That's great information. And I have to tell you, when Olive gets hers, she likes to rock those goggles. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great week.
Hello, everyone. Susan Marie and Miss Olive here to announce the release of the second book in the Doggy Diva Diaries series, Miss Olive Finds Her Forever Friends, a story about Miss Olive's encounters with bullying at a dog park and how she learns a life lesson. Please check out the original award-winning book, Miss Olive Finds Her Forever Home, which is a story about adoption and rescue. Both books are available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com, and please visit thedoggydiva.com for more information. Thank you, everyone. Coming up, the pet business is booming. Do you want to be a part of it? We've got the answers. Stay tuned.
When I adopted her, she was a mess. Scabs, itching, licking, missing fur, hot spots, a thin, dull coat. So I take the dog to the vet for the standard run-of-the-mill tests and treatments. No results. I hear your advertisement on the radio.
DINOVITE.com.
So I get the 5-pound box of Dynavite and the Lico Chops within a 4-week total. Instead of a German Setter, I have a German Shepherd. Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life because she gets fed Dynamite. And the results, they're just incredibly outstanding. And she loves it. When you rescue a dog, you have to do the right thing. You've got to feed them right for life. Do the Dynavite. Dynavite for life.
You won't believe how happy
your dog will be.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Let's talk pets
Let's talk pets
on Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Doggy Diva Show. Wendy Van de Poll is a 12-time and counting best-selling author, pet industry influencer, and animal advocate. Wendy is a pioneer and influencer in the field of pet loss grief, animal communication, and the human-animal bond. Today, we welcome Wendy back to the Doggy Diva Show to share with us the Pet Biz Series. Hey, welcome back, Wendy.
Hey, Susan. It's so much fun to be on the Doggy Diva Show again.
Oh, it's so good to have you back. Wendy, when you were last with us, it was so great to have you on. And, for the listeners that may not be familiar with you, can you please tell us a little bit about your background and your personal life?
I am an animal lover, and everything I do in my life surrounds animals. And being an animal advocate and helping, the world view animals in a different way and in a more positive outlook and that type of thing. I'm best known for my Center for Pet Loss Grief.com, where I've written about over 12 books now on the subject of pet loss and pet poetry and animal communication and all that kind of great stuff. And I found, just as a general focus, if you will, or navigation, to write a series on pet business, on how to start your own pet business, whether it be blogging or what job to choose or even how to write a book. And so, that pertains to animals. And so my personal life is all about animals. I do rescue, I train, I do all kinds of things, and I help people through their grief and all kind of great stuff like that.
Well, when we last had you on, it was to talk about the grief loss. But one of the things that we're here to talk about now is the Pet Biz Series. What was your inspiration for writing these 3 books? Because it's kind of like a little bit of a different turn. But, you have a way of connecting with the animal person, the pet parent out there. Can you tell us what your inspiration was?
Sure. Definitely. Well, I wrote 3 books in this series. The first one is about pet blogging, and the inspiration for that one is that I'm an avid blogger. I mean, I blog on my websites. I blog on medium.com. So I'm always writing, and people wanted to know, how can I do what you're doing? So I started that book and wrote that and published that. And that's about, basically how to start a pet blog and gain followers and build a business around that. And so that was my personal inspiration, because I love to blog and love to write. Then people over the years in my different animal businesses, and I've actually had teachers ask me, how can we help our kids decide, what kind of business they might want to open when they graduate school, or what kind of, focus should they take in college, or the retired person that says to me, I really am so sick of my 9-to-5 corporate job. I want to get into the pet industry. So I actually wrote a book with that. So my clients inspire me. My clients, the people colleagues, they inspire me. So I wrote Pet Jobs 101, How to Choose Your Dream Job and Jumpstart Your Business. So this was really fun because I researched over 25 pet professions, whether they be in person, online, volunteer, or everything like that. And, a little bit about each one, what kind of education you need, what the, the salary range is. And then actually how to start the business and what to look for and how to deal with tough clients and or animals that may, have behavioral issues. So it's a pretty comprehensive book. And then the third one, Susan, I mean, that's like a no-brainer, right? The Pet Authorprenuer. I mean, that's
I love that.
I do.
Yes.
And the covers, you've seen the covers.
The little dog with the book. I love it.
And the eyeglass.
And the glasses on, yes.
So this book was inspired just because it's who I am, it's what I do. And and I wanted to help people, my colleagues, people, pet sitters, people that love animals, veterinarians, anybody that is either in the pet industry or, again, is a writer but wants to write about animals. This is where you can learn how to be self-published. And I go through a lot of material in this book. So it's a very comprehensive, and if you can follow the book, they can easily write and publish their first book on Amazon or some other platform.
Well, I think that that's wonderful because we get a lot of authors on here, and I know that there are a lot of people that listen that I'm sure feel I have that book in me. So what advice do you have for new authors and even for like seasoned authors?
As far as getting started?
Yeah, getting started, getting that, oh, I have an idea. I want to maybe I could write a book. How do you think that they could go from the thought to the actual doing?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's one that I come across a lot when people contact me is really know what you want to write about and how you want to write about it. So, making lists and doing all that kind of stuff, getting it down on paper. So many times people say, yeah, I want to write a novel about, this really cool woman who comes to a new town and she rescues all these dogs and they solve mysteries together. And then they start writing, but they don't have the idea of who they're writing to or anything like that. So that's, once you know, like, that's a great topic to write about and it's a great story. But then figure out some things like, who are you writing for? Who's your avatar? Who's your audience? And have that really, really clear. And once you have that clear, then you can do the other steps like mind mapping your thoughts and getting your chapters outlined in your character profiles. It's a lot of fun. But just know I would say the biggest piece of advice I could give people before you start writing is to know know what you want to write about, obviously, what topic, nonfiction, fiction, and then figure out who you want to write to, who you want this book for.
Well, and I think that in your 3 books, the Pet Blogging 101, Pet Jobs 101, and I love this name, Authorpreneur 101. And the book covers, by the way, on all 3 are absolutely adorable and very engaging.
Thank you.
With all of this, you kind of give everyone a great segue into wherever they want to go into the, the animal world, the pet business, sharing their blog, sharing their ideas for books and their characters. But you write beautiful books. You're a best-selling, award-winning author. What is next for you? Do you have any other books in your future?
Oh,
we love it. What can we expect?
Oh boy, this is going to be fun. Well, I'm going over to the other side. I'm going to I'm a fiction writer, so I've been writing a series of 4 so far. I'll be launching soon. Cozy mystery series, paranormal cozy mysteries.
Oh my!
And the main character she's an attorney that got pushed into a town in New Hampshire, and it's a paranormal town, and she's an animal communicator. So her sidekick is a dog, and they solve all kinds of really cool mysteries in town. And the basic premise is they're, of course, this is a lot about my life. They save the animals and they save the forest from.
I love that.
Yeah. So Sarah, the main character, is coming into her own as an animal communicator and, a fighter for the environment. And she's coming into her own in some really fun ways. So I'm having a blast.
Oh, I love it. And you know what, Wendy? My audience, I have a huge cozy mystery audience. Like, they love when I have cozy mystery authors on. Cool. And I get comments. They'll contact me and say, so after we aired, I don't know what happened. Everything, they started to hear from people. Sales went up. So I know I have a huge cozy mystery audience. So you have to come back and you have to tell tell us all about this cozy mystery, because I have a feeling that my audience is like going, the listeners are going, okay, we're interested. So that would be great. So we'll plan some in the future for you to come on and we'll talk about that.
I love it. Okay, sounds great.
Now, for the listeners who want to know more about you, you have so much. You offer that fabulous the grief counseling. It helped me. So what I'm going to ask is, where can the listeners contact you? Where can they go to learn more about you, all the work that you do? And of course, these 3 new wonderful books, as well as your other books, Pet Blogging 101, Pet Jobs 101, and Pet Authorprenuer 101.
Okay, that's great. All right, for the pet business books, they're on Amazon and they can just search my name, or they can go to my website, which is wendyvandepoll.com, and the books are listed there. And that's a place to contact me in regards to any of my books. But if people are more, or need some information about losing their pet, I have a fabulous website with great articles and some very inexpensive products to help people go through grief. That's centerforpetlossgrief.com.
Yes. You do so much. You have a wonderful working relationship with that human-animal bond. And I want to thank you for being our guest today and for all that you're doing for the pets, pet parents, and for those who are looking maybe to get into the pet industry, whether it be through blogging, a job, or writing, and or expanding what they're doing. So I think it's really wonderful what you do. You have so much to offer and so much to share. And I know that I learn a lot from you. So I'm having to bring you on to share this with the listeners. I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that there's something to do, especially during these times. There's something for us to do. Yep. We could read and we could learn a lot, and we may even change the course of our lives.
Exactly. Thanks, Susan. That's so nice. Thank you. I was getting chills and also getting happy tears.
Good. And I look forward to talking to you, Wendy, when you have that about the cozy mystery, because I know that we have a whole audience out there just sitting, waiting to learn about it. So thank you very much. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Okay. Thank you so much, Susan. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. We'll be back in just a moment.
Begging to hear more of your favorite show? Full episodes of all our shows are available on demand. Go to PetLifeRadio.com to fetch our entire lineup of Possum Pet podcasts. Also, dig us up in iHeartRadio and iTunes. Let's talk pets. Live and on demand, only from Pet Life Radio.
We would like to thank our guests this week. And also, as our Doggy Divas always say, please love your pets because they love you unconditionally. And please remember to adopt, foster, spay, neuter, and microchip. And as always, please have a great Diva week, everyone.
That's all for this episode of The Doggy Diva Show. To find out more, go to our website, thedoggydiva.com. Also, find us on our Facebook page, The Doggy Diva Show, and tell your fellow dog lovers about it. Don't miss Susan Marie, Miss Olive, and the Doggy Divas right here for the next episode. See you again soon.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.